What up, though? What up, though? It's your boy Trellblazer, and this is my official reaction to 38 Spesh new diss song, Fools, Mate. And honestly, he already kept us waiting long enough, so I'ma just hop right on into it. If you've seen the title, then you see from my point of view, Fools, Mate is the perfect title for this song. And in a further expand, I just thought I'd explore a little bit and run through a quick timeline of events that led up to this catastrophic suicidal checkmate. So just going over a quick timeline of the events. First, Spesh calls out Jadakiss for a battle, right? Foolishly thinking that he stole the first round. And y'all gonna see in a minute a pattern of highly foolish behavior, right? But that was the first foolish move he did, right? So then Kiss accepts the challenge, right? And just like a real nigga would do, what he do after that? He pops it off, right? So Spesh, he quickly realized after Kiss showed him that this is real life and we ain't playing no games and we ain't cut from the same cloth. Spesh realizes that Jada punches a little harder in real life than it looked like he punched on TV, right? Like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? So this is, from my point of view, this is when Spesh start searching desperately for a back door to sneak out of, right? But Kiss wasn't letting him off the hook that easy, right? So what Kiss do? What a real nigga would do. He spent the block on him again with another bomb, right? So Spesh, he foolishly tries to move the goalposts and change the subject. How did he do this? He tried to do this through two what I call special TED Talks. Like, he did them through bag fuel interviews, but I call them special TED Talks, right? Only to wind up realizing the fans ain't letting them off the hook that easy. So once he realized the fans not letting him off the hook that damn easy and ain't no back door you finna sneak out of, this is when Spesh puts together his most foolish plan yet, right? I'll call this the grand finale, right? And what he do now is he begins to he puts together his foolish master plan, right? Of smoke and mirrors, because for some reason, Spesh is foolish enough to believe he the smartest person in the room, right? So he goes, I got it. I got more clout right now than I ever had before. And I got the audience wrapped around my fingers right now. So I could basically do what I want to do, right? So now that I believe I have fooled the foolish, brainless hip-hop fans into believing that instead of me getting violated twice on two separate occasions by a hip-hop giant after running my mouth a little too much, I fooled these fools into thinking what really happened was Kiss was too afraid to give me a whole diss song or a whole diss verse. So it's now the burden is on Kiss. He gotta come back and spin the block for the third time, and he gotta cater to me some more, and me even more of my 38 special needs, right? See, in his foolish master plan, he figured long as I come up with 38 special needs that Kiss gotta meet before I consider this a real battle, any L's I take in the process don't count, right? He thinking that we this stupid, right? So what happens next is he goes, I'm gonna come up with 38 special needs that I think Kiss needs to meet. this criteria for little old me, even though Kiss is the giant in the equation, and he ain't played none of these sissy games, right? But this is what I need. He it's kind of like baby mama energy, right? How they act in divorce court, right? So he like, if he don't meet my special needs, that's the reason I'm not rapping. It's Kiss' fault, right? So in other words, he feel like he gave himself a genius built-in excuse for ducking the smoke, right? And he'll just simply say, well, Kiss, he owes my grown ass more alley-oops if I'm gonna prove to the world that I'm worthy to be running my mouth like how I be running my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Then I need Kiss to throw me even more alley-oops so I could give the world the privilege of hearing my Sesame Street voice, right? So, long story short, he's saying that it's Jadakiss' fault that he won't go nowhere near a vocal booth and get his get back, right? And yeah, he thought it was so foolishly genius, right, that nobody would see that shit coming, right? That shit wild. And he think that we so stupid we not gonna know the obvious, that you scared, nigga. Not even low key, like you obviously scared, like you ain't even doing a good job of hiding that shit, right? But anyway, moving along. So what happened next is he come up with this, what I call the grand finale, right? And he like, all right, now it's time to disappoint the fans some more, right? With a little more pump faking. Ain't done enough yet, right? So he reaches past the microphone. He wake up one morning, reaches past the microphone and grabs his handy dandy bullhorn, right? Because we all know bullshit sound better over a loud bullshit horn, right? And then he marches downtown, Rochester, New York. So he could spit the hardest shit he ever did in his life, right? Nah, I wish. So that he can throw this special birthday bash. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? So what we see him shaking hands and kissing babies in Rochester, New York. That's where he from. That's the trenches. He's from the trenches. I give him that. You know, he must be some type of gangster because he's from the trenches and, you know what I'm saying? He got a rap sheet, you know, so he is at least a hustler for sure. I ain't taking nothing away from him. I just call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? I don't know none of these people personally. I just call it how I see it, right? So I ain't saying nothing outside of what I saw, and I'm just judging based off of my observations from what I saw, right? But getting back to it, I call this the 38 SPESH'S birthday bash, right? So let me recap real quick. So far we had to sit through two. This is what I call the Back Talk podcast. I call them special TED Talks, right? So we had to sit through two special TED Talks and a special birthday bash, right? And here come the punchline. I hope y'all got y'all popcorn ready because I can't make this shit up. I swear to God. Spesh wouldn't even be able to make this shit up himself, right? If you actually go and watch the footage from this birthday bash, this is what you will see. You will clearly see and hear his own hood banging Kiss in the background while he out there shaking hands and kissing babies. The whole hood banging Kiss, like different songs, like you hear it from different angles everywhere he turned. This shit is wild. Like I said, I can't make this shit up, dog. Oh man. But I give him credit. He held his composure well. He tried to over talk it and shit. But like I said, it was coming from all directions. I don't know if they do this daily, or if he made Kiss hot in his hood with this whole little beef shit, for lack of better terms. But it's one of the most embarrassing moments in hip-hop history, to be honest. And it's an epic fail. And that's just the rollout to the true grand finale, right? Which is the actual diss song. So that's how foolish this nigga is. All the shit I done covered so far, and this is a reaction video to his new diss song, mind you. So far, he already done lost severely, been 3-0'd, and he ain't even dropped his diss song yet. That's a different level of foolishness, right? So, it's so crazy. It's so crazy, man. I'm gonna have to do a part 2, because just to even break down the masterclass of foolishness that he performed with this diss song. I have seen the video too. The video is pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. I'll give that to him. But my next video gonna be part 2 of this, and I'm gonna actually break down the actual diss song and why it set him back 10 more steps. You know what I'm saying? 100 more years. And helped him not at all. You know, it hurt him. Every move he make hurt him, not help him. But I'm gonna break all that down in part 2. Y'all stay tuned, man. Because this is just too much foolery for one sitting. So please, like and subscribe. And I'm coming back with the final verdict. And trust. No pun intended, but trust. Y'all not gonna wanna miss this one. Trailblazers signing out. I'll holla.